Why aren't people buying games anymore? Probably because of prices being ridiculous.
What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today, a tragedy has occurred. Gamers have simply run out of money. There's no more games to buy. The cost of living is too damn high.
Not any good games.
It is quite shocking, to say the least, this article and this report that I just happened across. And I feel like it ties into a lot of what we've been covering on their channel recently, specifically with like Xbox and how they've been fucking up their entire brand and raising the prices on absolutely
the chronology
everything.
of Xbox.
I feel like it's all part of a grand scheme. I don't have a tinfoil hat, but the Seahawks hat is close enough, right? My theory is,
why didn't
Microsoft
you just make one? It's not that
pusher
difficult.
behind this, but what they've been trying to do for years, ever since the Xbox One was
Then again, the aluminum foil is very expensive nowadays, so yeah, maybe use something that you have.
Maybe even further back, is they want to turn video games and this hobby into something like Hollywood, like streaming services. Why buy DVDs and own that thing permanently when you could just sign up for a subscription service? And although it's nice to be able to get all this different content, at the end of the day, you stop paying for that service, you don't get that content. So,
which is
long story short, I feel
practice.
like Microsoft has been the big ones pushing this in the...
Well, one moment. What the hell was that? False alarm. Some random noise, apparently. Just from upstairs, neighbors damning them.
The video game industry, where it's trying to get people to not own video games, to make that as unappealing as possible. Why buy games on Xbox when we make the console as unappealing as possible? In any case, that's my crackpot theory that that this is all some greater conspiracy to price us out of our hobby, which is just so fantastic. Alongside, you know, many people not being able to afford basic necessities, how about not even basic hobbies? Times are great. Times are great. I got a couple articles.
Yeah, times are great.
Let's just talk about that today. This comes from Vice. U.S. gamers aren't buying video games anymore. New study reveals. You guys really let me down. But you don't have money? Why would you stop consuming? What on earth could? How could you? A study.
Gee, I wonder, with the addition of inflation, the ridiculous amount of prices for unfinished games and not even polished games, the whole ridiculousness of it in comparison to like old games, it's just, is it really worth your hobby at this point? It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh at this point, at this day and age. It's like, I don't mind buying the cards, but is it worth that much money for like competitive or like small amount of cards that will quite literally get removed or never used again? That's the big question, and the answer is
that a majority of video game sales are fueled by only 4% of players. In 2025, 63% of U.S. consumers are buying fewer games. Is this a result of what's going on with the economy, or is this just something that the industry has been pushing towards for a long time?
Both, I think.
If we think about Stop Killing Games, what was that all about? It was all about game ownership. You pay for this thing, you own it. Even going so far back, this might be a long shot reference, but don't copy that floppy. Roll the clips, please.
The what?
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you saying that you're gonna make a copy of a game without paying? Don't copy that floppy. So let me break this down for you.
They don't.
What? I've never heard that song before. What? I'm actually gonna have to search this. It even appeared right away.
Look out! Oh gosh, here they come! You're not gonna be...
Yep, there's one behind you.
Oh, man. Crash and burn.
Too bad, Corey. Guess that makes me the winner. Again.
Temporary winner. I've been holding back. I've been giving you a break, just so you get the hang of it. But now it's time to teach you a little respect.
Right. But it'll have to be next time. It's almost fourth period and I do not want to get caught in here.
But Jenny, hold up. Look, I brought a disc, and we could copy this, okay? We can play it on my brother's computer.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so
You gotta
copying
do
it
it.
via a floppy disk, I guess that makes sense.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you saying that you're gonna make a copy of a game without paying? Come on, guys. I thought you knew better. Don't copy that floppy.
Well, wait a minute. Who the heck are you anyway?
Yeah, and what are you doing on our computer?
I'm your MC, double dab. DP, that's the disc protector. For you and the posse, that's the artists, writers, designers, and programmers that work up the images for games and grammar that let you learn, but also play the game you came here for today. Now I know you love the games, and that's alright to do, because the posse who makes them, they love them too. But if you start stealing, there's no more they can do.
But I just wanted to make one copy.
You say, I'll just make a copy for me and a friend. Then he'll make one and she'll make one, and where will it end? One leads to another, then 10, then more. And no one buys any discs from the store. So no one gets paid and they can't make more. The posse breaks up and then closes the stores. Don't copy that floppy. So let me break this down for you. No Carmen, San Diego, no more Oregon Trail. Tetris and the others, they're all gonna fail. Not because we want it, but because you're just taking it. Disrespecting all the folks who are making it. The more you take, the less there will be. The discs become fewer, the games fall away. The screen starts to shrink and then it will fade. Programs fall through a black hole in space. The computer world becomes bleak and stark. Loses its life and the screen goes to dark. Welcome to the end of the computer age.
I mean, it's not that serious. Though I get what he's trying to say.
Strong and you're much too smart to let them
Not a bad beat, too.
chances to explore parts of the new age just behind the doors of your minds. You're the posse of the future and you hold in your brains things never thought of before. And in time, you'll teach us so much more. That's why I'm here and what I'm fighting for. Don't copy that floppy. Now let me introduce you to some of the team. They'll explain a little more about what I mean.
It's like a full-on documentary.
Finished working on. It's called Neverwinter.
Oh, wow.
And it's an online version of a Dungeons and Dragons game. Different people around the country can sit at their computers and play this game together. A team of people will contribute different parts. The graphics people will do the pictures. The sound people will do the sound or the sound effects or the music that you hear. And the programmer actually ties all that together to make the complete game.
By the time you add up all the people that are involved in creating an application, you'll end up with as many as 20 or 30 people.
It's fun work. It's challenging work. I get a thrill out of seeing something actually working, something that I put together. And when it actually starts to work, you may hear me yelling down the hall, it's working, it's working.
Great advantages to owning the original piece of software. For example, there'll be documentation and manuals that'll come with it.
Normally you have instructions. You also have warranties. You also have, in some cases, upgrades if there are upgrades.
We're available to you. You can call us on the phone and
I like this. It's like genuinely using a song and also explaining what they're
support you might have or need.
what they're doing and why you shouldn't copy stuff. That's really cool.
In the games, the company makes less money, and therefore it may not want to make new games.
So we might say, well, that didn't sell very well. They don't like it. We won't make any more of those.
As a result of that, a tremendous amount of money and revenue is lost by the computer industry from this happening.
Although the licenses may vary, the law is very simple. The copyright law says when you buy a piece of software, you can put that software on one computer, and that's it. You can make a backup copy of the software, but you can't give that backup copy to a friend, and you can't put it on another computer. Every program that you buy, that's one program for one computer.
We need you to be a part of our team also. The team of people who design and create the games are excited about the prospects for the future. And if you purchase your software instead of getting it illegally, you help make that future possible.
It's kind of sweet.
You see, on these discs we have frozen in time the creativity of someone's mind. Do you think just because with the flick of a key you can copy that game that the work is free? This creativity we protected by law. We value so highly what the mind's eye saw. Don't copy that floppy.
I recognize that. It is in slow and very minimal frames to replicate it too.
It will tell you what to do by one for every computer you use. Anything else is like going to the store, taking the disc and walking out the door. It's called thieving, stealing, taking what's not yours. Is that really where you want your life to go? Think about it. I don't think so. Don't copy.
Man, if only they enforced that law, though. They don't, unfortunately. I mean, the stealing part, yeah, that they enforce. The copyright, well, unless you get caught, not so much. And even then, Nintendo's the biggest user of that said law. The bastards.
Don't copy that floppy!
Now wait a minute, man. Let me get this straight. You're telling me that I can't even make a copy of this science program just to use at home? That's bogus. Everybody does it. Those big companies have lots of money. This one copy's not gonna hurt them.
Hold up. I think I know what they're trying to say. It's like, well, you know I love computers. I might want to be a programmer someday. Now, if I spent a whole year working on a really cool game or science program, I know I wouldn't want a couple kids like us making all kinds of free copies. Because then how do I get paid?
But they can't stop people from copying. It's too easy.
Yeah, it might be easy, but it's still against the law. And hey, I'm too young for a life of crime.
Oh, right, like I'm a criminal.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Say you see a game you like and you really want to try it. Don't copy that floppy, just go to the store and buy it. Think of it this way, okay? When you buy a disc, you're saying to the team, we respect what you do and what you're working for. We'll keep up our support so you can make us some more. We'll do the right thing and the future will be clear. There will be new programs year after year. Don't copy that floppy.
It's actually a nice way of putting it.
Now you know how the games and the programs are made and what to do to make sure they're not gonna fade. The bottom line is it's all up to you. There's nothing more that I can do. The ball's in your court, dribble, shoot, or pass. I'm sure you'll make your decision with class. Don't copy that floppy. See ya, I'm out of here.
Well? What you gonna do now, my boy?
Look, I do have some money left over from my summer job.
Hey, you can buy your own game with a manual.
Do you think we have some time left over for another quick game?
Oh, it'll be quick, all right. Won't take me long to beat you.
No way, this time you're going down in flames.
Move over.
Nice! Receive permission to copy the video for non-profit person promoting ethical and legal use of software. Interesting. That's awesome. I like that. It's such a banger song. I didn't expect it to go so hard while also having such an explanation. That's stealing, taking what's not yours. Someone should sample that part. The love of God, copy everything before it's lost to time. Yeah. Wow. 1992 and now it's 2022. Man, how like 3 decades changed everything nowadays, huh? Such a gigantic shift in priorities. It's crazy. Don't kill music, don't kill movies, don't copy that floppy. You wouldn't download a car, would you? Yeah, I would download a car, in fact, if it were an option. I mean, yeah. smoking when they decide to sample this, but I need them to smoke more of it. I think the real reason they're so amazed staring at the screen and they're wondering how the hell they're getting full motions, full screen video on a 386. That is true. It's like straight up the magical computer genie came to visit them. Should link this on files for April Fools. That'd be such a baller thing to do on a pirating pirating website. Just have this happen on April Fools. The levels of irony that would be on. The irony is that eventually copying the floppy is probably the only way to preserve the software or game that's being copied, seeing that due to everything becoming digital, meaning that a company can pull any game from the store, and you really don't own your game, just purchasing it as extended lease. Yeah, that's still like the bullshittiest thing ever. Not to mention you have to agree to terms of services for the fact that you're playing a game. What am I agreeing to? The fact that you just allow me to play a game? Man, I'm guessing this is like from the past reinforcing something so hard that people now have to oblige by those rules, but nowadays it's like so extreme. Thank God for Stop Killing Games though. Genuinely, just thanks for Stop Killing Games for actually, addressing the problem and hopefully resolving this nightmare of a gaming decision. A decision for games, that is. And hopefully it will lead to a better outcome for not just games, but in general stuff.
What's the perfect business model? The one that you keep having to pay for. A new study has revealed that most US gamers are no longer buying video games. I, by the way, am part of the 4%. I mean, this is my job, so. The surprising research revealed that the majority of game sales are supported by small groups of hardcore hobbyists. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. I'm not in that demographic. If you're watching this, there's probably a good chance you are too, to be honest. 63% of US gamers buy 2 games or fewer per year. This is what made Game Pass so appealing. You can see kind of why that business model was so successful for a time and why they're now jacking the prices up on that and on the cost of games. You're not allowed to have...
Wait, what? What? On the what?
And why they're now jacking the prices up on that and on the...
The Outer Worlds 2 drop price from 80 to 70 Xbox in this overpricing. Really? I couldn't hesitate to guess why.
Cost of games is you're not allowed to have fun anymore. Diarrhea forever. You can't even afford your basic hobbies anymore. That is kind of a surprising statistic. I mean, what could that indicate? Problems with the economy or problems in taste? Could it be that
both feel very appropriate.
Gamers have already found the thing that they're going to invest all this time into. I don't know. I got buddies that play Tarkov and League of Legends, and they justify
get that nightmare away from my screen.
Put into it. You know what I mean? Gaming habits in the US are drastically shifting. The results were revealed by prolific games industry expert Matt Piscatella. Yeah, let's pull up the graph. Approximately a third of video game
purchases a new video game less than once per year, while about 36 purchases new games once per quarter, or the highest frequency, more often than once a month, about once a month, about once every 3 months, about once every 6 months, about once a year, less often than once a year. Wow.
Game players purchase a new video game less often than once per year, while about 36% purchase a new game once a quarter, or with higher frequency. Now, when they say new game, are they talking about games that just released? Or that's probably what it is, because
it's games that just released.
You can pick up some old games for like $3, $5. This is why you mute your phone when you record a video.
Already
fairly vague though. How often do you typically purchase a new game? But this could also be a demographic of people who like don't even watch my videos. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching all my videos, you're probably that 4% or higher. The senior director explained that
sure,
only 30% of US-based gamers purchased 1 or 2 games per year. However, the even more surprising statistic is that 33% of gamers in the US don't buy any new games at all over a typical 12-month period.
Makes sense.
So is this like geographical? Are Americans just getting so butt fucked by like wages and corporate greed and all this stuff that we're like, well, back to the farms. Yep, gotta plow the fields, make enough money to feed my family.
If only I could go to the fields. No one's hiring in the fields. They're too busy for themselves.
It's unclear if this is being impacted by subscription
Maybe I should
services
start become
or
a
the
farmer.
continued popularity of free-to-play games such as Roblox and Fortnite. By the way, don't play Roblox unless you want to get molested for some reason. I don't.
Oh yeah, the controversy with Roblox, apparently with the whole Predator allegations things, and the fact that the game is completely shutting down now, was it? Or something like that. I still can't believe that's a thing that happens with Roblox. Good thing I never played it. I just know some of the memes and the infamous oof sound. Which is like crazy that that's the thing that Roblox is now popular for, the peds there. Media Lad must visit that place often.
I don't need to elaborate. Microtransactions in live service games, for example, aren't typically counted as game sales. So kind of like what I said, people that buy a game then invest into it. Well, if you know you enjoy something, are you really going to take the risk buying a game that you may not enjoy?
Exactly.
Or maybe you want to return it? Or
people finally wised up and stopped going for the quote-unquote buying the game, pre-ordering and stuff like that. Like, people finally realized they're not going to give you the effort or even the time of day for what you're essentially buying, and they just said, well, buy it and find out. And with the amount of scams that are happening nowadays, it's like, nah, not gonna take that risk. At this point, I'm just gonna wait for it to release, see what it is, and if it's worth it, I'll buy it. If not, it's gonna go screw itself.
Or are you just gonna do the safe bet and buy some old games on Steam for massive discounts, or rely on subscription services? Or just
honestly, Steam seems like the best offer.
Matt went on to explain that most game sales in the industry are being fueled by hyper enthusiasts.
Exactly.
But on the other
and possible scalpers. So I think that's a thing too.
hand, there is a bright light. The Nintendo Switch 2 boosts console sales to record highs. That don't make a whole lot of sense. Brand new console is selling like hotcakes, but people aren't buying games for it? What's the correlation? While the above statistics may seem a bit depressing, Circana also revealed that gaming hardware sales are booming. Not for Xbox. But you know what? I want you guys to tell me in the comments down below. How many games do you buy a year? New games. Let's conduct our own little poll on this channel.
Sure, I'll type it right now. It's the yeah. This is true for me, by the way. Not that I don't mind paying an observant amount of money, but it's like, if I can, you know, save up enough to buy it for at least half, I'm gonna wait for it to go down by half. At least half. Which is, I think, a better bargain than anything else.
I want to see what the results are. Hardware. Year-to-date video game hardware spending has grown 20% versus a year ago, reaching $2.9 billion. Nintendo
is like, buying a genuine computer and even computer parts is so ridiculously jacked in price. Like, for example, my friend said, what was it? in Germany, his parts were way cheaper in comparison to my country, which are way more expensive, which is like, how is that even happening? And even then, it's like super jacked in prices. You have to like literally compare parts and everything, and chances are it's better to buy a console at that point because it will be pre-built, have all the specific parameters, and it would be better than a PC at this point. Well, not better than a PC, just in general, it's a pre-built, like, for computer games. You could watch videos on it too, but still, a computer is way expensive and way more time consuming to basically build properly in comparison to a console. Will have their ups and downs, but what can you do? At this point, it's just basically if you want to play games easier and faster, buy a console. But if you want to have a more secure and possible chance to upgrade something else, which will definitely be more sinking in money, you buy a PC. Honestly, I think the Steam Deck is a good thing. I've never owned a Steam Deck, but I would like to. I've heard it's a good thing. It's very nice. I've never owned one, but if I could, I would.
Already outpacing the sales records of the first Nintendo Switch. According to Matt, the Switch 2 is actually outperforming the previous generation by as much as 77%. So Nintendo, side note, Nintendo is sitting very pretty. Why is it that American companies are fucking up with their consoles, but if the Japanese ones are just flying off the shelves? What could it have to do with our culture over here?
What does Nintendo do, though?
But
like, that's genuinely interesting.
If
what
this is
does
an indication that people are really watching their budgets, then from a like marketing standpoint, isn't it the worst fucking time to be raising prices on everything? The answer is yes. But I'm not an economist. This is actually impressive when you consider that the Nintendo Switch retails for $499. This is a staggering 66.9 nice percent price increase over the original Switch. So although US consumers are buying fewer games per year, the industry continues to thrive on console sales. Just makes you wonder, Xbox, what could it be? What could it be? Maybe it's a good console. However, the main takeaway from this study seems to be that the games industry is still largely being funded by hardcore gaming enthusiasts. As are most hobbies, I would imagine, are fueled by the hardcore enthusiasts. I mean,
yes.
I have spent a lot on Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Star Wars Unlimited cards. Let's just say that.
Star Wars Unlimited? Oh, yeah, there is a card game. Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah, same thing, actually. Not much. I am more of a budget player, but still, money has been spent on that game. Pokemon? Full-on digital. If anything, my friend just keeps on pestering me to play it digitally. But I agree with him that it's best to just go digital. Not much to buy packs. Even then, buying packs isn't that expensive. Like, you can even buy, good decks for a cheap price in comparison to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Now, this also ties into an article from IGN. Back in July, younger Americans have spent 25% less on video games this year than last. Gotta pump those numbers up, man. Those are rookie numbers. That's according to a report by the Wall Street Journal, which used data from the market research company Circana to analyze the spending habits of young Americans. Okay, so just like this new article did, this one also referenced the same studies. While spending was down 13% across the board from January to April for 18 to 24-year-olds, particularly on accessories, technology, and furniture, which fell by 18%, 14%, and 12%, respectively. Video games spending saw the largest fall. This is not a trend observed in older age groups. I guess I'm old. What is this an indication of? It sounds like Gen Z is getting
even
fucked.
Some people
if
could say.
If you are a Gen Z audience member and viewer, tell me again in the comments, do you have a lot of disposable income? Like, how much are you paying? Like, how many games do you buy a year? And what are your reasons for that? I've got to stay in tune. I've got to stay connected with the youth of today. Otherwise, I'm gonna grow old. Everybody will call me the Unk Man. The Wall Street Journal posits that a combination of economic challenges is driving the decline, with graduates struggling to find employment and credit card delinquency rates highest for 18 to 29-year-olds. Okay,
Damn.
So bad economy plus harder to get jobs plus student loan debt plus having to room with your.
Well, in my part of the world, we don't have student loan debt, but still, getting a job is the problem. And even then, with a high education, you barely scrape by for a job. It's bullshit.
Buddies or your parents, and like not being able to afford a place on your own, and also trying to work full time. It sounds like Gen Z is just trying to survive. You know how like baby boomers and people who grew up during or after the Great Depression, how they like stockpiled way too much shit that they really didn't need? Will Gen Z, years from now, will that be like something that they psychologically all do because they're operating under this idea of like scarcity?
Chances are maybe. Not even maybe, just definitely a yes. Because if you can save up on some money and stuff, why not do that?
We'll see. I'm interested to see how that is. Young grads are having a much tougher time finding jobs. Student loan payments are restarting for millions of borrowers. Credit card delinquency rates have risen to their highest point since before the pandemic and are highest for those 18 to 29. That's crazy, man.
Before the pandemic? Before the pandemic. Holy damn. To comparison to now, that is... wow. I don't even... Holy mackerel. Before the pandemic? That means... That's like if ages 18 to 29. I'm in that demographic as of this video. So... damn. Holy smokes, that is ridiculous. Young grads are having so much. It is worth noting that the time period featured in the study does not include the June launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, which will boost the figures, and next year's launch for Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to set records for consumer spending, not just to video games, but all for entertainment. It's gone up, with some publishers moving to rising the price, and in-game monetization becoming more aggressive. I just, wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that other than just, well, damn.
Since before the pandemic and are highest for those 18 to 29. That's crazy, man. So people can't even pay back the money they owe on regular spending. It's worth noting that the time period featured in the study does not include the June launch of the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, I just read that. Like,
it seems a lot of people who are, doing rough financially, it's some sliver of happiness you can make room for, you know what I mean? And next year's launch of GTA 6 is expected to set records for consumer spending, not just on video games, but all of entertainment. A funny side note, isn't it interesting how, like, if you go back in gaming history, you'd hear like Halo 2 broke records for revenue, and then MW2 broke records for revenue, Black Ops 1 broke records for revenue, Halo 3.
That is true.
It is kind of funny how often, like, it shows what an exponentially growing behemoth the video game industry has become. Oh yeah, so the same guy who did the previous study, he said, people are still turning up to play games, but engaging more with free-to-play on devices they already have access to. That makes sense. The report comes at a time of great instability across the games industry despite record profits. How does that make sense? Record profits, but yet, like, overall spending on video games is down. I think they've cracked it. I think they've cracked it. They've cracked the video game industry. So you hire people, then you suck their soul out, and then you lay them all off or shut down the studio. Once you get what you want,
damn.
Like why would you take care of the people? Yeah, it talks about Redfall developer Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush, Tango Gameworks, Yeah, Microsoft cutting eye-watering 6,000 staff. Funny how Xbox always seems to show up in these conversations about all of the worst things happening in the video game industry. Like this, isn't that just a surprising coincidence?
I mean, at this point, we figured out that that place is literally just one step away from being the gates of hell. Like, it's so close to there, it's not even a joke at this point. Like, it's becoming pre-redemption EA at this point. Even worse than that. It's like, no words.
Don't you think? Yeah, I mean, if you want my word for it, like, the people that I know and that I talk to online, like some of my patrons, fans, friends, it seems like most of Gen Z, the people that I interact with, they're not living lavishly. They're trying to.
I wish I could live lavishly. I wish I could live normally, my boy. I wish I just had something to afford my bread. Cue the Moon Knight meme. Let's get this bread. Like it. I mean, I laugh, but it's a tragedy. It really is.
To get by, and I notice this because often I'll want to play a new or older game with some people, and you know, dude, some of my buddies are like, oh, that's $5, a dog, I can't spare that right now, and I'm like, dude, it's fine, I'll get the game for you, you know.
Yeah, we do that with my friends, or like others as well do it for each other. We kind of get it. It's hell on earth at this point. I mean, in all fairness, like, everyone's short on money, and like, if people can have like that extra budget that they can cut off. It's like, it's not a big deal, but like, it's still, I that's why I kind of prefer to save up my money and not, like, you know, force my desires and like requirements to play with people, because if we can find a free-to-play game and stuff like that, or if we have games that we mutually share, I'm willing to play that. I don't mind. But at the exact same time, I don't know, it feels like I'm really hitting the bottom of the barrel to being like the equivalent of a super poor person. Even though I'm not a poor person, I definitely have the ability to be a normal average citizen with, you know, a good income if I get a job, or if people stop rejecting me and actually allow for me to get my job. But it's like, it's such a mixture and such a bag. Like, even my dad is like, you don't suck at what you do. You're genuinely speaking good at what you can. You learn very quickly. You're like, you easily can snap your fingers and get to the job right off the bat. And it's like, meanwhile, he's like, I don't even know what exactly you can do to get like connections and whatnot to get a job. It's like, even he's like flabbergasted at this point. He's like, I mean, I want you to get a job. Maybe you should study, but it's like, it's such a chaotic cluster that even I don't know what to tell you, my boy. Like, that's literally what he says. Like, my boy, it's such a weird cluster that I don't even know how you could proceed. Like, it's that bad.
This is something I've witnessed firsthand, at least in my friend group. Obviously, I'm an outlier because this is my job and I get paid to make videos like this. This is real, I think, and it's interesting to see. In some ways, the hobby is declining or dying.
More so, it's now seen much less like a hobby and more like a genuine job with money to be made from it. And as a result, now the quote-unquote requirements for it have become much more severe. And now what used to be something that could probably earn you a few bucks became something that can earn you tons of cash if you're properly doing it. And it could also end up becoming beneficial to you, which of course means that multiple people will start doing it, which means that the gap between creators and diversity in content becomes wider and larger, and next thing you know, people with small channels like mine can barely compete with like anyone. We're just like those hay bales in in Western movies, just passing by the wind, seen but not really doing much. It's a tragedy.
Not dying, but the fact that it's Gen Z and it's like two separate studies and two separate articles from the same company, and all these other big gaming outlets are covering it and putting some legitimacy on this guy. Mm-hmm. I think that's an indication that times are rough, especially for Gen Z. But if you are Gen Z, or you're not, if you're a cool millennial like me, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like I said, let me know how many games you guys buy a year, and
what year was a Gen Z born at? Oh wow, so I am Gen Z. Huh. 1997 to 2012. Yeah, I guess I am Gen Z. So, I'm not a millennial, but damn.
And why?
Did it just become 2 videos now? I swear it did. Man, really? Did it really become 2 videos? Okay, it didn't become 2 videos, but goddamn. I hate it when it comes up like that, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's very complicated, clustered, impossible to even like find something average. I even tried for like simple stuff like a cleaner or like a something, not literally clean. Yeah, a cleaner and I guess a cashier. Never got accepted to those jobs. And it's not like it's something complicated, but it's like I don't even know. At this point it's like I don't know. I don't have the best education, but I still have an education, and it's like not expected to do much, but I'm not exactly a Neanderthal or like a cave dwelling gooner man for lack of a better term. So it's like, what am I supposed to say to that? I don't know. It's definitely different though. It's definitely different.
I'm interested. I'm wondering,
not in a good way.
Why on earth would you spend less money on video games? But yeah,
because life. I want to live. I want to have food, water, and a fucking roof under my head. Games at this point have become such notoriously. It basically feels definitely scummy to focus on something that quite literally doesn't benefit you. It's like, why even bother?
If you like what I do here and want to support the channel, liking and subscribing is always appreciated. If you want to go that extra mile, you can always support me on Patreon for as little as $1 a month, which will get you access to my private Discord server, where I hang out most of the time, play video games, shoot the shit, and hang out. Of course, higher tiers will get you higher perks. And today, I'm shouting out the acting experts. A slice of pizza, A2A Phoenix, Anubis 17,
I'm gonna skip this if you don't mind.
Demoness Mommy, Caprivi, Chrysler W, Dr. Muller, G. Carter, 8505, Jazan Heitman, Giselle's Player 1, Levi Von March, Lime Soda, Lucas Haynes, Multitude, Rookie Ranger, Saber the ODSD, Scroto, T. Baggins, Shadow, Sylphia, and the Superstorm 49. Thank you guys for your continued support. It means a lot to me. And yeah, all right, everyone. That's all I got for today. This is the Act Man, signing out. Peace!
Definitely a tragedy, offset by a lot of issues. I have a Patreon too, if you could be willing to spare $1 or $2. I appreciate it. Thank you.